Hi, my name is Dan Nelms from Blue Pennant Property. This is episode 2 of how to build a HMO portfolio from scratch. In this episode, we're going to take a deeper dive into how and why I got started into property. We're going to take a look at how we finance deals using other people's money, why it benefits the investors, why it benefits ourselves. Before we get going, subscribe, like and follow so you can see future videos. So, before you get started into property, you need to understand what your why is and what your driving force is. There's a lot of different property strategies out there, and not all of them are going to suit your needs or your ambitions. So what's my why? Quite simply, during the COVID pandemic, like many other self-employed people, my income came to a complete halt. My partner and I had just had a new baby, we've got a brand new house with a mortgage to pay, and quite honestly, it scared the hell out of me. Over the years, I'd gotten quite used to the ups and downs of business being a single man. But having a brand new family to care for, this was a feeling that I did not know and I did not like it one bit. I knew right there and then that I needed to switch things up. I needed a recession-proof business that no matter what happened, income was going to be coming in, month out. So what was I going to do? I had a little bit of experience in construction, having qualified as a bricklayer in my earlier years. My dad suggested getting into property development, which sounds great, right? But I had no savings. So how do you do that with no money? That sounds like a route that I wanted to explore. I had no money, but there's got to be a way. There's got to be a way. Before I got started, I had 2 clear strategies. I wanted a strategy that cash flow well, so I could bring in monthly income, month in and month out. And I also wanted to be able to retain the assets to create generational wealth. After looking at all of the usual strategies, buy-to-lets, holiday lets, Airbnbs, flips, you name it, I've looked at everything. But there's one strategy that stood out from the rest, and that was HMOs, houses of multiple occupation. HMOs cash flow really well, but they've also got a really bad reputation. Slum landlords, people living in pokey rooms, none of that was me. If I'm going to do this, I want to do this to a really high standard, and I want to give people a great place to live. I want to provide a high-end product, top quality, shared living accommodation for working professionals, somewhere where people can stay whilst they're saving for their own place, or somewhere where they can stay where they're on short-term working contracts. I know my why, and now I know my strategy. The next thing was education. I've winged a lot of things in my life, but this wasn't going to be one of them. If I was going to do this, I wanted to do it right. I wanted to get educated, and I wanted to know what I was doing. So I've done a bit of time doing some research, trawling the internet, and I came across a mentor offering an educational package along with mentorship and the added bonus of networking events with other like-minded individuals. Initially, I signed up for a 6-week introduction course. This touched on the very basics of property investing. After some time, I quickly realised that the mentor had a lot more knowledge to offer. I still had a lot more knowledge to gain. So I took the plunge and signed up for a 12-month programme costing around £8,000. Okay, so I didn't have the money around me. I couldn't pay this £8,000. I had no chance. We'd just come through the pandemic. I've got no savings, but I really need to get on this course. I need to get educated. I need to know what I need to know about this property game. I had to get resourceful. I went to the person responsible for booking people in, and I asked, could you split the £8,000 across 12 months so I could make it more manageable? It's not something that they usually do, but they could see how keen I was. They could see how much potential I had. And finally, they agreed to split this up into 12 equal payments. So I spent the next 12 months learning everything I could about property, not only on the course, but spending hours and hours and hours on YouTube, watching other HMO landlords, tutorial videos, how to do this, how to do that. I absorbed absolutely everything. There's 2 things in particular that you're taught whilst on these property programs. That's mindset and how to leverage other people's money. Not having money yourself is a barrier to prevent you from getting into property yourself and beginning your journey. You need to shift your mindset, and instead of thinking, I can't do this, you need to be thinking, how can I do this? How can I make this happen? So, if you're going to leverage somebody else's money, you need to offer a fair exchange of value. And my fair exchange of value is the last 18 months plus that I've spent studying, doing the 12-month course, looking at all the YouTube videos and knowing everything I need to know about property investing. I've built a team of architects with years of experience doing HMOs. My dad runs his own construction company with years of experience doing developments and property conversions. So I've got access to all trades. I've sourced fire safety experts, mortgage brokers that specialise in bridging finance for HMO conversion and then bridge to mortgage with commercial valuations. I know how to source good deals, manage refurbs and get properties tenanted and keep them tenanted. And I know how to make the property safe and compliant. So someone might have 100 grand in the bank, but without all of that knowledge and without the team to execute the project, they won't get very far at all. That's where I come in. If the right person comes along with money to invest, they now know that an investment is safe in my hands and I've got the team to be able to execute a project. There's two methods we like to use when leveraging other people's money, and they are private investors or joint venture partners. Private investors might have £100,000 sat in a bank account, not earning much interest, that is actually decreasing in value with inflation. Instead, they can invest in one of our projects for a fixed term and with a great rate of interest. For example, we might offer a 10% interest on £100,000 over a 12-month period. Interest can either be paid back monthly, so the investor can receive a monthly interest benefit and receive the principal sum back at the end of the fixed term, or they can wait to the end of the fixed term and receive all of the interest along with their principal investment back all together. At the end of the fixed term, the investor can then choose to take all of their investment back along with their interest, or they can choose to invest again for another fixed period. A joint venture partner is somebody that I would partner with for either one project or a group of projects, depending on what the agreement was at the start. The joint venture partner puts all of the money in that is required to purchase the property and redevelop the property. A joint venture partner will put in all of the funds that is required to purchase the property and to redevelop it. Once we've finished redeveloping the property and it's fully tenanted, we'll then get the property refinanced. We'll drag out as much money as possible. The joint venture partner will be repaid in full, and then we will continue to own the property 50-50, and we will split all future rental profits straight down the middle. Joint venture partners are less favourable to me simply because you need to know that your end goals are aligned and you need to know who you're getting into partnership with for FSCA requirements. You're also going to need to know that you're going to be able to work with that person for a long period of time. I actually do have a JV partner, and that's how I've started this whole process. But I've known that person for over 20 years. We've already done a lot of business together in the past, so we know that this is going to work out. I wouldn't be able to work with every investor like this. This is why I prefer a private investor. They offer a fixed sum for a fixed period of time, and I offer a fixed amount of interest. We all know where we stand. They get their investment back, and I get to be able to move forward with my property journey. So I've covered my why, getting educated, and how we do this leveraging other people's money. In the next episode, I'm going to walk you through the property that we've already done and the next 2 deals that we've got lined up. Before we move on to that, don't forget to subscribe, like, and follow.